Yahoy! Hello! How is everybody? It is cold and wet outside in July, which means it is fucking perfect. Oh jeez, it's Lucy. It's me! Life is beautiful and we're so fucking back. The indoor weather, yes. Perfect for me, someone who stays inside all the time anyway. So. I was procrastinating drawing and then I saw the stream notif and I took it as a sign. Let's fucking go. That's what I look like? Yeah, this is you. I rise from the depths. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so we're gonna be busy today. First on the chopping block is wrapping up this reference image I'm making for the wonderful Batsmon. I need to draw some shoes from behind, which I'm not excited about. I like drawing shoes from the front. I hate drawing them from behind. So this will be a fun exercise that won't make me explode. After that, got this chibi from Alexis. And then this chibi from Nom Nom Freshman. I want to finish at least 2 of these today. If we can finish all 3, life will be so very beautiful. Busy boy, that's me. Normally this is the point where I would do my my warm-up, but I actually did a warm-up doodle already. It wasn't like my usual chibis, it was hold on. This the lad on the left, oh no, the lad on the right is Mikoto, my OC, and the one on the left is his twin sister Miwa, made by the wonderful Yuze Macha Miffy. These 2 are twins. And they absolutely look related, but because of their height difference, they look like older brother and younger sister. But then they emote in the same way that makes it really obvious that they're twins, and I like drawing that. So I decided to doodle that as my warm-up for today. Hi, Pan! Hello! But yeah, I did my warm-up already. I'm sorry, I betrayed you all. I shall be executed forthright. He's very twig here. He's very skinny. But yeah. Let's get to work. How is everyone? How was your weekend? Younger sister being upset about people thinking she's younger would be a funny bit. I feel like she's a little, like, unoffended about everything. She and her brother are similar in that they emote in strange and peculiar ways. Mikoto is just repressed and does not express negative emotion openly. Miwa is just winning the I don't give a fuck war. She doesn't care. She's just like, oh, how very interesting, and moves on with her life. That's my read of her anyway. She to me has the energy of like a rich girl in an anime who has lived in one room for her entire life and doesn't know what a hamburger is. Like, she is a little amused and a little in awe all of the time. And I love her. That's my fucking daughter. Hamburger. Brush you. I think I have it backwards. I think. Yeah, I have it backwards. Dude. That was easier. That was easier than expected. I remember struggling really hard with this the last time I tried to do it. Love a hamburglar. I've got a old acquaintance whose internet icon is the fucking hamburglar from McDonald's. I haven't talked to him in a while, and my internet handle has changed like 3 times since we last saw each other in person, so I never know how to be like, hey, it's me from this. How are you doing? I'm sorry that my identity has changed 3 times since we last spoke. I transed my gender. Hey, sorry if I'm unrecognizable. It was on purpose. Tee. That's also why I'm with, like, school people. But I feel like people who I went to school with know. I feel like they were always a little aware. I think they knew before I did. Lucy, it's 3 p.m.? I usually stream this early. Sorry, Animorphed into Apple, yeah. Sorry, I've turned into a creature on the internet. And I will not stop. Wonderful to see you, Renee. You have to understand, streaming in the evening was abnormal for me, because I'm a morning person. Embrace the creature, it happens to the best of us. It's true. I almost said, sorry, I'm a bunny boy on the internet now. No, that has a different meaning. Father Apple, give me strength to do the dishes and not forget the pots. You mustn't forsake the pots. They need you. More than ever before. I'm gonna do some fucking deep cleaning later. I'm going to have company over, which I don't usually do. And my house is always, like, presentable. Like, if it was an emergency and someone had to come over, I wouldn't be embarrassed. Probably, but, like, I am having someone that I really like a friend, come over. And I'm like, ah, shit. This place has to be, like, good if they're gonna be here. So I'm gonna be deep cleaning the house later. It's Sapple, isn't it? No, no, no. Sapple can't come over. I have 3 cats. They would not play nice. Lagomorphs and felines are not known to get along. I think I'm saying that right. It's the thing that rabbits are, because they're not rodents. You can tech it. Techable Feline is my new band name. Let me write it down. Techable Feline 416. What do the other shoes look like? Do I know if I'm drawing them correctly? And a shoe. Shoe for tennis. So I did something that I don't usually do, chat. I went into this stream with a thing that I wanted to talk about. That wasn't like the lesson plan. Like obviously when I'm doing like a teaching stream, that's one thing. But like I have a thing I want to ramble about. And you all are my captive audience. So chat. If you guys follow me on Blue Sky, then you've probably seen my woes in regards to fucking rhythm games. Yeah, boy, we're talking about this today. So I'm about to be really vulnerable, chat, and I need you all to be passably nice to me. So I'm a mobile rhythm game alum. Like I'm a mobile rhythm game vet. And the one that I played the most in my teenage years was Ensemble Stars. Be Nice to Me. And that's not a good video game. I in fact quite hate it. I have a lot of problems with it, mostly to do with the company that makes it. But unfortunately, the rhythm game section of that rhythm game is quite good. I didn't really appreciate it when I was playing it actively. I thought it was nothing special. But it's good. It's solid. And I dropped On Stars like 3 years ago, swearing to never return. And I've held to that. And then in that time, I have, I guess, had like the occasional urge to return. I'm just like, I don't want to go back. It's the equivalent of fucking texting my ex. Like, that's what it feels like. I don't want to go back to that game. It's burned me too many times. I don't like gachas. I don't want to play a gacha. But I miss being able to play the rhythm game part of it because I was good at it. I think that's the thing. I was good at it in a way that I have not been good at any other rhythm game since. And that's a high like nothing else. When you're bad at video games, having one thing that you are good at, that shit feels, that fills you like helium. And so I've gotten the urge every once in a while over these past couple of years, like, hey, man, I should find like another rhythm game, or I should, mostly I should find another rhythm game because I didn't want to go back to OnStars because it's like texting my ex. And my problem was always that every other rhythm game that was similar was also a gacha, which defeated the purpose of not going back to OnStars. Like, I'd be like, oh, I could play Project Sekai. No, that's also a gacha. Oh, I could play fucking Love Live. Nope, also a gacha. And I eventually got to the point where I was like, okay, I guess I'll just leave it. I can just I will simply not indulge the urge. And then this past weekend, I went to an arcade with some friends of mine and I played Project Diva for the first time. On a big machine. And it was really fun. It kind of scratched the itch. I was like, this is great. I love this. Because the way that the machine works is that there's 4 buttons and they're all spaced out on the machine. And so you have to move your entire body to hit each button. It's kind of like those washing machine rhythm games, which I also tried, and that was also fun. And I was like, fantastic, okay. Someone in my Steam family has this on Steam, so I'm going to download it and play it. And I realized that when you move it to a controller, the magic is lost because all the buttons are on one side. So you have to just fucking break your thumb. And I understand that you can use the D-pad, but I can't make the visual connection between, oh, this button is also this on the D-pad. Like, the X button is left on the D-pad. That just doesn't click with me, so I've just been struggling hard with it. Hi Looper, hi Simon. I'm rambling about rhythm games. And it's fun, like I'm having fun with it. I'm just like, it doesn't scratch the itch, and it doesn't scratch the itch because I'm not good at it. So, a couple days ago, I finally decided to answer the call, to metaphorically text my ex, or at least to take some precautionary measures to make sure that I don't do that. So I went and I downloaded a couple of rhythm games. I downloaded Project Sekai, which I expected to be the one. I expected to just have that be the thing, because I like the music in Project Sekai a lot. I downloaded, oh, I don't remember what this, Archaea, I think is what it's called, or something like that. Which was another pretty looking rhythm game that I just saw on the App Store that I thought would be interesting. And then I realized that both of those games, you have to unlock all of the songs. In Sekai, it's just like, you just get in-game fun bucks by playing the game, and you can use them to unlock more songs, which is pretty inoffensive now that I'm thinking about it more. But I specifically was like, no, not allowed. No, I just want to have the songs, rah. And then Archaea, if you want to unlock all the songs, you have to pay real ass money. I saw someone describe it as like a full premium rhythm game with a free trial, which I can respect, but that's not something that I wanted to play. So I was like, fuck. And so I caved. The Switch version has a touchscreen mode, maybe that'd be more your thing. Yeah, but I don't want to pay however many dollars for a game I already own, you know? Just for a control scheme that I like better. What are you drawing? Today is commission day. I'm drawing a turnaround sheet for a friend of mine's persona. The wonderful Batsmon. Have you heard of the indie rhythm game called Urbano? I believe it only has a demo right now, but it has Twoey vibes and seems pretty good. I do like Twoey. Could use Steam input and change the bumpers and triggers, maybe? That, honestly, that's not a bad idea. That's a pretty solid idea. But I did cave. I did cave and I re-downloaded OnStars, and I don't feel good about it. They changed all the UI, which is very funny. I had it described to me as being very Cocomelon-y, which I can see. They changed all the music, like all the background music, all the actual playable songs are still there. And unfortunately, it is like riding a bike. I am still good at it. I'm still good at it. I'm not amazing, but like I'm pretty good. And at once that makes me very proud and very ashamed. I like how I included this on one side and not the other. Let's get rid of that. There's also Unbeatable that looks like it was made by Studio Trigger. I think I followed one of the artists who's working on that. I think Eelbeats is working on that. I love Eelbeats' work. They are phenomenal. I've been following them since like 2018 because they used to draw a lot of Octopath fan art, and I love Octopath. You could also dive into Sin and play Os. I feel like Os would kill me. I feel like that would murder me instantly. Octopath pretty. I fucking love Octopath. Octopath is like the platonic ideal of a JRPG to me. Yeah, platonic ideal. Like, just, if you distilled what makes a good, not like a phenomenal, but like a good JRPG into a game, you would get Octopath Traveler 1. And then Octopath Traveler 2 is great. I love that game. I don't play many rhythm games, but I find I'm better at the faster songs, so I zone out in the slower ones. Yeah, real. I have a lot of friends who just do not fuck with slower songs in general. Meanwhile, I love me a good ballad. Yeah, it's what you think. What comes to mind when you think RPG? It's like, yeah, it's that and Chrono Trigger is what I think of. Hi, Burning Hound. Balan's Wonderworld. No! No! I like listening to slower songs. I will zone out and start thinking of OCs. The animatic in my head will be legendary. Very small. Very tiny. 2 inches tall. 2 apples tall, if you will. Shrinks you. Fuck! 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 I'm apple tall. I'm already that. If you believe. Speaking of gachas, I've got a friend who really wants to get me into Uma Musume. And I am just the clip of SpongeBob getting dragged back into the office by Mr. Krabs. I'm just like, no! No! Guitar Man is fucking hard. Dude, it does not get any easier. I like to describe Guitar Man as the rhythm game that breaks fingers. It is not nice to you. I love it for that, but it's mean. It's a mean fucking game. It is a game with teeth. It bites you. Very primary colors, type character design. which is not something I do very often. I'm going to try my best to make him not look like John America. I remember looking up strategies to see if there's anything I was missing, and the results were basically get good. Yeah, no, genuinely. There is nothing you can do to get better at Gitaru Man except for get better at Gitaru Man. It is not a game that you can like cheese. It's just hard. Have to head out now. Take care. It was great seeing you. I've been rather sleepy lately, so strangely I listen to high energy to fall asleep for short naps. That's fascinating. I've also been very sleepy lately. I've been the sleeper. Just a sleepy sort of season. And I don't usually like take naps. I usually can't fall asleep during the day. Luci the Apollyon, Yuze! Hello! I was talking about you earlier. I mentioned Miwa and Mikoto. A breezy, sleepy summer. When summer. What? Is it train oomph? Is that what's going on? Trip oomph? What is it? I keep reading that phrase and thinking that you are saying a slur. And I know you're not. I know you're not, but I was just like, huh? What? I have to double take. Alright, chat, we'll be embarking on a side quest. Travel oomph. Oh. Behold. I misspelled it. Hold on. Hold on. Take it back. Take it back. We walk it back. Hold on. There's an H in that word. I never make spelling mistakes, chat. Behold, this thing. Is that you? Yeah, that's what you look like. I love you too. Listen, we have to have some healthy side quests. They're enrichment for my enclosure. Good for EXP too. I think about this shit all the time. I once had, I was sitting in a call with some friends of mine, and I saw a little creature, and I did what I always do, and I go, that's what I look like. And one of my darling friends, Vinny Vinyl Disc, looks at me and goes, those are not the lyrics. And I go, what? And he goes, those are not the lyrics. That is not how it goes. And I'm just sitting there perplexed, and he goes, that's what you fucking look like. And I go, oh, yes, of course, that's what I fucking look like. Right. How silly of me. And it's deeply flattering that I use that phrase enough that I can be corrected on it. What a beautiful world that I live in, that I can be corrected on my own catchphrase. I am on the wrong layer! Oh god, okay. Hold on. I don't think I'm missing anything, but hold on. Let's confirm. Confirm, chat. Okay. We're free. All is well. I really did get say the line part. I did. Bye, Placebo. Take care. When you take on your second side quest, can I munch leaves with Sapple? I'd like to acquaint myself with Sapple. Of course you can. You and Sapple can be oomphs. I see a pig in a crown, and I imagine this is a Minecraft. I know not what manner of Minecrafting it is, only that it's a Minecraft. Boomps, even boof is a amazing sound effect. That's the sound that it makes when you punt me into the sun.
Oh nom nom. Oh wait, these are leaves. These are the wires of Lucy's computer.
No! No! It might be over, chat. Like a little desaturated. These are the bonsai blaster glasses. That looks right. Be a little more like, yeah, there we go. No, that's not true. I've drawn Giovanni. I was gonna say I've never drawn a bonsai blaster. That's not true. I've drawn Giovanni once. Years ago. Eras ago. It was in my sketched book. Like 2019. I can probably find it if I look hard enough. I'm not going to, but I could. There's a dog barking outside. And it's not even mine. I love Giovanni. I know that's like the sky is blue type sentence, but like I love Giovanni. You're a dog barking outside? That's not true! That's not true! I'm astute! Rejecting that shit like it's a Persona 4 shadow self. You're not me! Points at a dog. That's Sapple barking! As a certified omnomer graduated from the University of Lop College 2025 class valedictorian, I can safely guarantee that the crunch of Lucy's wires are much more tasty. What the fuck? Lucy, you're very dog-coded? Go on. I'm not disagreeing with you. I want to hear about this. I'm so fascinated because I've heard this a couple times. I hand you the microphone. Hi, freshman. Oh, now my dog is barking. She has heard. She's heard the good word of a different dog. I manifested it, I see. Oh, you can hear her. I don't hear any barking. Hold on, I'm gonna go check on her. Hold on. Allow me to draw a very small creature. Hold on, hold on. This thing. You're very chipper and you seem friend-shaped. Thank you. That's very sweet. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. I imagine I'm going to sit down and she's immediately going to start barking again. I joined the Lucy stream and get jump scared by white person being drawn. This is bats. This is bats. You know this white person. Damn union infighting is happening right now. No! We promised to be better than this. We have to stay strong. Am I on the wrong fucking layer again? Okay, I'm gonna lock this layer. That I may not draw on it. Surely this will keep me safe. My cat's ear is shrinking after it was swollen. Yay! So I see that there was infighting while I was gone. I see that a certain mineral has decided to cause some problems. Do you have anything to say for yourself, Crystal? Huh? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about? Sure. Sure. I believe you in your lies. You're not really supposed to do much shading or any shading on a reference image, but like I feel whenever I'm drawing like specifically a pale person and I don't have any shadows on them, it's fucking downright vampiric. I have to add some shadows. This is for me.
Should I take care of this guy, boss? Yeah. Take him to a nice massage. Get him some lunch. Really spoil the guy. That'll show him.
I missed. There we go. I fired and then I missed. Did Bats really say go full pale for him? Yes. The fucking bat's outside. Should I bring him the gift basket you prepared? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Famous new Capcom series from Hit Series Ace Attorney comes Lucid Lawyer. I was in mock trial briefly, which I think is the loosiest sentence ever. 'Cause everyone I've ever told that is like, that makes sense. I guess not. I guess I was wrong. Lucy, can we have an objection? Objection! I got disconnected. What did I miss? I used to be in mock trial, which I am of the opinion is a very Lucy sentence, but chat seems to disagree with me. Demifly, hello! Great to see you. Okay, phenomenal. I think this is pretty solid. I'm gonna forward this to Bats and be like, hey, how are these colors? Do you like them? Actually, while I'm here, I'll do some embellishments. Smile. By which I mean I'm going to draw his eye. To have a reference for it. I'm sure the confrontation was lovely for you. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna tell a story and I need you all to not, you can laugh but know that I'll be shy about it. So the way that it worked was I was in like a summer program and it was, we had 3 weeks of it. 1 week was civil law, 1 week was criminal law, and then I don't actually remember what the last week was. We had 3 weeks. No, the first week was just like an overview, and then week 1 was a civil law case, and week 2 was a criminal law case. And the way that it worked was the first, if you were a witness, if you were playing a witness in the first trial, then you would be a attorney in the second trial and vice versa. And I was asked to not only be a witness, but be the defendant in the first trial. And at this time I was like 11. And I don't remember the exact circumstances of the case, but it was a woman trying to like escape her abusive husband is what it was. And I was that woman. And there was one particular piece of evidence that showed that while she was at a women's shelter, she called him, and I misremembered how that had happened. I thought that he had called the character that I was playing. And so I said that on the stand. I said that I said that he had called me, and I got called out for it. I don't remember the exact term for it, but I got called out for it, and I got kind of a strike against me and against my side's case. And because I was 11 years old and any form of failure was the end of the world for me, I went back to my seat after doing my testimony, and I just like I just teared up and I started crying. Not like loud, I was just sitting there like trying to hold it together really pathetically. And the jury was other students from other courses, and so I got pulled aside by one of them who was friends with me afterwards, because I got like the ruling went in my side's favor, and one of my friends pulls me aside because she was on the jury, and she's like, yeah, we were murmuring, we were deliberating, and somebody was like, I kind of feel bad for the defendant. I kind of want to vote for her because like I want to be on her side because I feel bad for her. And I was like, cool. It wasn't on purpose, but great. I'm glad my unprofessionalism was beneficial. It was worth it. You got the dub. Perjury, yeah. Lucy, I love you too. Lucy, I love you too. Get away with murder by being pathetic. I don't think it was murder. I don't think that I don't think that's what it was. I've zoomed out to hell. We're in the dimension now, chat. But yeah, I felt so bad. And in the following case, I was like, I have to prove myself. I have to prove that I can do this without flipping my shit. And I did a good job. I remember getting some praise from my teacher. I did a good job. I could not handle any form of failure when I was a small child. I was a grade A student, and that was my entire personality. Lucy secretly weaponizing herself. What was the criminal case? I don't remember. You can handle it now? I sure can't. Oh, fuck. I don't cry as easily. To be fair, I do think that's just the experience of being 11. I might have been 12, but like, that's not that different. Okay. This is completely normal and fine. I think I'm gonna send this to Bats later and be like, hey, how do you feel about this? And then I'll add some background elements after the fact. Or I guess I can do it now. I can do it now. 11-year-old Lucy blew up the moon, yeah. I was really inspired by Despicable Me. I jest, but I fucking loved Despicable Me when I was a kid. He stole the moon? I know! Don't quote the sacred texts at me. I was there when they were written. Back in my day, we didn't cry. We just changed our profile picture to Kaneki Ken. I've never read Tokyo Ghoul. That's one of those manga that I missed when I was younger because I'm really sensitive to like blood and shit. So I just couldn't get into it. There's a lot of art from that era specifically that I just missed fully because I was too squeamish for it. So like I never read Attack on Titan. I never read Black Butler. What else was really popular circa 2015? Help me out, chat. I vividly lived through the burger eating scene. I don't know what you're talking about. Back in my day in rural Southeast America, we just ran into the woods with our dad's machete and lived out there for a day until they found us. Hetalia, I did unfortunately watch Hetalia. That was one of my first anime. That was one of my first anime. Because I watched everything that was on Netflix that was available to me. So like Hey Lucy, do you know what my first anime was? Was it Kill la Kill? I don't think Kill la Kill is as bad as Hetalia. Yeah, we've talked about this. I remember. I'm getting a good grade. Oh no, for sure. However, I was 12. Yeah, no, you shouldn't be watching that at 12. I was walking through Akihabara and I had a fucking heart attack seeing Hetalia Birch of the Big Year 2025. I am Hetalia age, but I was a normie until surprisingly late. Listen, I watched everything that was available to me. So I was introduced to like the term anime through a babysitter of mine. I think I've told this story before. I had a babysitter when I was really young who was so cool. She was such a lovely person. She, I think, was 9 years my senior, so when I was 8, she was 17. And she introduced me to a lot of video games that I ended up liking. So, like, Harvest Moon was the big one. She introduced me to that. She introduced me to Animal Crossing. I was really into Legend of Zelda. That was, like, my big interest at the time. And she would listen to me yap about Zelda, and I had the anniversary concert CD that came with copies of Skyward Sword, and I would ask her to play it in the car. There was a specific part at the beginning of the Wind Waker suite that I loved that was just the title screen music, and I would ask her to skip to that because it was my favorite. And she also showed me my first Ghibli movie, which was Kiki's Delivery Service, which is one of my favorite films. And I freaking loved it. And I would like to go on YouTube and she would go with me to make sure I didn't watch anything inappropriate. And one of the things that she showed me was a reanimation of the Shugo Kara anime opening with Vocaloid. And so she introduced me to Vocaloid through that, and also just to what anime is. And so Shugo Kara was my first anime. I watched it in 3 parts, subtitled on YouTube. And so like I just watched a lot of, and that's like a magical girl thing. So I watched a lot of really kid-friendly stuff like that, like Sailor Moon I watched, 4Kids dub of course, because the Viz dub was not out yet. I watched obviously the classics like Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and then when I got into middle school, I gained access to Netflix and I started watching everything available to me on Netflix. And so the next 2 anime that I watched were Madoka Magica and Hetalia. Telling me Kiki's delivery service is one of your favorites is the most yeah thing. Yeah. My first manga was Oran. I fucking love Oran. I'm sorry. I love Oran. I love Oran. I missed anything anime related for a while as the kid. I didn't quite understand what anime was. Probably Pokemon. Yeah. Lucy, did you get whiplash from the genres? Yeah, but I fucking loved Madoka. I still love Madoka. I love Madoka. One second, I'm gonna take a swig of water. Man, Oran sucks. Yeah, affectionate. I love Oran. It sucks. Oran does hold up. It's still funny. There's a lot of things that are like, you should just take that shit out, but it's still funny. It's still funny. It's still sweet. It's got good moments. I would remove like 2 episodes and then air the rest of it unchanged. I recently watched the Oran anime and a lot of it didn't age well, but I still loved it. Yeah. In a perfect world, I would air a version of Oran that, or like just add a fucking disclaimer before these 2 episodes. I would remove The Sun, the Surf, and the Host Club, which is the beach episode. I think that's the worst episode in the series. And the Lobelia girls. Just fully. They're bad characters. We don't need them. Can we make the Spire High School Host Club? None of those characters are high school aged, but yes. What's the blonde guy's name? His name is Tamaki, and I love him. Looks at my first anime being Gundam. Oh. I didn't know you were a Gundam lad. Do you still enjoy Gundam, or did you just watch the one? Tamaki does need to be recast, but the voice cast is fucking phenomenal. Alright, so that's that. That's bats. I'll send this to 2 bats later. Now, let's work on this. Let me pull up the reference. No, I started with Wing. Ah. I fucking loved Sonic X! Dude, Sonic, that's another big interest of mine when I was a kid and also now. When I was a child and also right now. Sick line art, thank you. I love line. I couldn't tell with the everything about you, yeah. I love Sonic X. So fun watching Oran High School. This background noise and suddenly hearing Honey say a slur. Yeah. Yeah, there sure are some fucking slurs in Oran. Oh, God. I'm gonna pull up the reference. Hold on. This over this way onto my other monitor so you can't see it. Ha! You'll never know, chat. I fucking love Haruhi's dad. Yeah, I think that the intent of Oran holds up. I think that if you swapped out some of the language, you would just have a really solid show. It's funny, it's endearing, it's got some really sweet moments. I think that the main romance is like, it's not my favorite, but I like it. I know some people are like, I wish that Haruhi had gotten with Mori-senpai. I think that they're like fine. I wish that Mori-senpai got to be more of a character because I really like him. I was a big fan of the twins when I was younger. Those 2 were my favorites when I watched it when I was a kid. There was an anime club at my school. Forgive me. It was not called the Anime Club. It was called the Japanese Art and Literature Club because we had to frame it as something educational in order to get it approved by the staff. But it was an anime club. It was an anime club. And honestly, the anime that got shown in that club, fucking fire picks across the board. Most predictable Lucy boys ever. Shut up. Don't be correct. The main romance, you mean Tamaki and Kyoya? True. I had an anime class in college. I had a, no, it was a comics class. I wanted to take, I got my degree in comics. I wanted to take a class on like manga, but none of them were available to me, unfortunately, because of the campus that I was at. I think Kaoru is the most clear second choice for Haruhi. I think that Kaoru's crush on Haruhi being unrequited is good for him. I like that choice. I like it a lot. But yeah, there was an anime club at my school, and for like middle and high school, I guess more accurately, it was for all 3 years of middle school and then 1 year of high school, and then it stopped because the person running it graduated. And no one else wanted to take her spot. But we watched Princess Tutu, which is a fucking banger. If you haven't seen that one, you should watch it. We watched a single episode of Princess Jellyfish, which I was not there that day, and I'm sad about it because I still haven't seen that show. We watched Squid Girl. We watched Kami-sama Kiss, which is another good one. What else? We watched... I know there's more. Fruits Basket is another one that we watched, which I think is phenomenal. It was a lot of shoujo stuff, because we weren't allowed to watch anything that was exceedingly gory or crass, I guess. So it ended up just being a lot of shoujo, and it was fucking good picks across the board. There's this one artist who drew Mori and Kyoya yaoi back in the day. That's awesome. Ooh, I have not seen Hunter x Hunter and I've not seen Shaman King, but I know things about both of them. I feel like there were more, but I think we met like once a month, so I don't think that we got all that much time to... Like, we didn't see that many anime. I am also a Dragon Ball lad. I love Dragon Ball. I love me some Dragon Ball. I watched Dragon Ball Z Kai on fucking Nicktoons when I was a kid. I would come home from school and it would be on. I loved that shit. I loved it. I loved it. I've always been a Dragon Ball lad. And then I watched Abridged when I was in middle school and I loved that. Someone who has not heard me talk about Dragon Ball, I want you to guess who my favorite fucking Dragon Ball character is. I want you to guess. There are two answers that I will accept. Gohan? No. He's up there. Krillin? No. Trunks! Yep, correct. Videl is the other answer I would have accepted. I would have accepted, Trunks, Videl, or Piccolo. Frieza. I do like Frieza. Videl is not your favorite, she is you. Is she? I'm flattered. I was gonna jokingly say your favorite is Yamcha. I do like him. He is silly. She's got some Lucy in her for sure. She's a punch girl. Gohan is up there. I love Gohan. Gohan is my best friend's favorite Dragon Ball character. So a lot of my fondness for him comes from my fondness for my best friend. I've watched a bridge, but that doesn't count. No, it doesn't. My favorite Dragon Ball Z character is Frieza. I can see that. I non-ironically love Yamcha. Me too. I think he's great. He's fun. Whose bean is this? I enjoy this design. This is Malexis's PNG tuber. Even Kai is practically unwatchable with the pacing. I disagree. Lucy, as someone who's never watched Dragon Ball before, can I get an epic one-sentence summary from you? Oh god. One sentence summary of Dragon Ball. There will always be another stronger guy. Punch Man Fight God times 8. If you want an actual sincere summary, Punch show that lies about who the protagonist is for 6 arcs. Dragon Ball the original series. I enjoy original Dragon Ball. I enjoy it a lot. My timer. Yeah, it is. Okay. Cool, cool. Alright. Time's up. Let's do some stretching. Alright, y'all. I am going to run some ads. We will be right back. In about 3 minutes, I'm gonna do some stretching. See you guys in a bit. There will always be someone stronger and eviler, and we cannot wait to fight them. It's true. Beep beep. Hey, Nom, thank you for the sub. I was embarrassed because of Naked Goku! I understand. I understand. Oh god. I was like, my mom was really invested in the stuff that I was watching in like a very healthy way. She was like, she knew the characters of the shows that I was watching by name, and she had opinions on them. So like, I have a really fond memory of talking with my mom about like the Pokemon series, and she like, I was watching an episode of like, I think Pokemon Black and White, and Ash had just gotten either electrocuted or exploded and his hair had frizzed up. And my mom walks in and she just kind of squints and goes, "What happened to Ash's hair?" And I remember just being so shocked. I think I was like 9, and I was like, "You know his name?" And she goes, "Of course I know his name." No, I couldn't have been. Surely I wasn't 9 when Black and White was airing. Maybe I was. Passage of time. But I was just so shocked in my little kid brain. I was like, my mom knows his name. She's paying attention. And she was. She really liked Avatar. She really liked... She was okay on Pokemon. She mostly liked Team Rocket, which as an adult I now think is based. And she hated Steven Universe. She hated Steven Universe. I'm supposed to be stretching right now. I shouldn't be drawing. Hold on. What am I doing? I shouldn't be drawing. I'm supposed to be stretching. I got distracted. But she hated Steven Universe because she thought that Steven was annoying. She was just like, he's so annoying. He's always yelling. He's got such a squeaky voice. And I was like, no, it gets better. And she goes, I don't care. He's annoying. And this was like season 1 Steven. So I kind of get it now as an adult, but it doesn't feel good. My mom really liked like soap operas, or like serials. She really liked Grey's Anatomy was the big one that she liked when I was a kid, and then she also really liked this horse show that I don't remember the name of. I think it was like Heartland or something. I forgot the ultimate irredeemable sin of characters being annoying. Truly. But yeah, my mom did not like Steven Universe. My grandmother really liked Phineas and Ferb. Like, really liked Phineas and Ferb. And she would ask me when I was gonna watch it next, because she liked that show improved my vocabulary. She liked that all of the characters used words that other kids' shows just wouldn't use. Like, and I would pick up on those words and begin using them. So she liked that it did that. She thought the writing was smart. And that was the only show that I ever heard her have like an actual opinion on. Because she would always be like, oh, if you like it, then I like it. But I remember her sitting down with me. I'm watching it as I'm eating lunch, and she's sitting in the kitchen with her arms folded, watching it as well. And she just nods her head sagely, and she goes, you know, I really like this show, Lucy. I like this show. I like this Phineas. I like this Phineas boy. I watched 3 seasons of it and I liked it sometimes, but it's a soap opera and thus characters can barely progress. Yeah. The other ultimate sin is that finding a character you dislike the voice of, but like everything else about. Yeah, the McMignana curse. He voices so many good characters and it pisses me off. It makes me so mad. Hold on, I'm checking my VGen. Got a message from someone, and I think I know who it is. Yeah, it's Freshman. Hi. You got it, champion. I'll do that whenever we move on to yours. But yeah, no. It's unfortunate. I can put up with a lot of shit in regards to voice acting. I'm gonna be so real. I am the type of lass who will watch most things if they're in English, even if the English dub isn't very good. Just because I like English dubs, I like localization. It's a subject that I find really interesting. And also because I tend to put stuff on while I'm drawing, and so I need to be able to hear it. Yeah, I hate Mignana for a lot of obvious reasons, but also because he has a great voice. Yeah, the fucking worst thing in the world is when someone that you hate is really capable and talented. Like, I don't have an ounce of respect for you, but you're good at your job and it pisses me off. Terrible news, guy you hate did something cool. I am pleased that he's gotten recast in fucking everything, because I feel like that doesn't happen very often. Dude! I love the English cover of Dragon Soul. It pisses me off so much because it's got like such a warm place in my heart because I watched it when I was a kid, and I cannot enjoy it in the same way because of that motherfucker, and it makes me sad. Thankfully, identity theft is plausible and free. Looping back briefly to something we were talking about earlier, we were talking about me having dog energy. I've heard that before. I've heard some people be like, there was one particular thing said to me once by a very dear friend of mine, where they were talking about like their energy in conversations, and they were like, you know, I just can't be like excitable dog the way that like you and this other person can. Like, that's just not the type of person that I am. And I go, hold on. You're a cat with a dog's will. I love that. Lucy, did you ever experience GT? I experienced GT because it started airing after Kai rapped on Nicktoon, and I didn't like it. I liked that Trunks was in it, but I didn't like how he acted in it. It just wasn't my thing. It's really unfortunate because I feel like I would like the cast of GT if it were like a better show. And I love I think it's Super Saiyan 4. I love the look of that one. You were probably watching the worst arc, which is the worst arc by far. Probably. Did I say worst twice? I'll never know. Super Saiyan is the most predictable. Lucy likes this design. Listen, it's a good fucking design. It's fucking awesome. I also think that Kid Goku has a good design. He's fun to animate. Even though I do miss Sean Schemmel voicing him whenever I watch GT. Are you a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fan? The sky is blue, grass grows, birds sing. Yes. Yo, Alexis! Indeed. What do you think so far? Thank you for the 100 bits, by the way. She's so beautiful and she does such a good job. Thank you! Thank you so much! Alright, let me lock this flare. Got the freckles down. Time to do some shading. Smile. OMG, that's your OC. Your design is stunning. Feels like meeting a celebrity. True, I love this design. It's freaking gorgeous. The colors are so good. The way you use the desaturation to bring the whole thing together is really, really solid. Lucy, your PhD in women is showing. So I'm a teacher, but I'm not a professor. Maybe someday, but not right now. But for a while, my handle on a lot of social media was Professor Lucy Apollyon. And whenever I message Yuze Matcha Miffy, whenever I message them, I'm like, hello, Yuze, and they'll go, Professor? Lucy has a PhD in women and yet never does field studies! Good for him! Ah! Fuck, that's very good. Speaking of designs also, Lucy, what are some designs or design choices, features you enjoy? Let me think about that while I restart the timer because I realized that I forgot to. There we go. I'm a fan of Weird Eyes. I'm very much a fan of characters with like pronounced noses. Because I feel like that doesn't get done very often, at least not in fucking anime. God knows I'm John anime. I'm a big fan of two-toned hair. You can see it in my PNG tuber. Excuse me. I'm a big fan of like specifically like the peekaboo cut or the peekaboo like color where the underside of one's hair will be a different color from the rest. Like my PNG tuber does it. Another really good example is Stalking from Panty and Stocking, which is another anime that I watched way too young. Looping back to that conversation, good God. I also like broad shoulders. What else? What else? I like big jacket or big pant. I think big jacket, big pant is fucking key. I just have a fondness for JRPG type fashion. If you're in the school of like Chrono Trigger or the Trail series in terms of fashion, then you have my heart. I love the Panty and Stocking art style. It's so good. Panty and Stocking is another one of those that I've had people say, like, it's definitely outdated, but a lot of it holds up. I don't really have any fondness for Panty and Stocking, and I don't mean that in that I dislike it. It's just, like, absence of like. You feel me? I feel neutrally on it. It's just not really my type of show, but I love the art style. Welcome back, world's best dad, Sojiro Kaneko. The dub for Panty and Stocking is very good, though. I think the casting in that is fucking perfect. Oop, that's blue. That's the wrong color. That's still blue. Stop that. Leighton Mystery Journey Anime did an episode where they parodied the panty and stocking art style. Oh my god. That's awesome. Mystery Journey, I need to check out. I own the game. I've heard middling things about it, but I've heard good things about the anime and I want to check it out. I really like Catriel. Dude, when I went to that arcade, I wish I could remember what this game was called, but it's the washing machine looking rhythm game, that has all the Sega stuff on it. I don't remember what it's called, but it's very fun. I played that for the first time, and the reason that I was called to it was somebody was playing fucking Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2 on it. So when they left, I played the same song, and I was just scrolling through all of the different Sega songs they had, and they had a couple songs from Rhythm Thief, and I was like, wait, what? This cannot be. Rhythm Thief in 2025? And I fucking love Rhythm Thief. I love Rhythm Thief. It's okay, take your time. Sound it out. I got you. Lucy, we gotta stop meeting like this? No. Never. This is why I'm Cell. I have a lot of strange and peculiar little similarities with people that I know. What the hell is this? There we go. I was like, where is it? Here it is. A standee I made, you gotta send me that. I need to see it. Rhythm Thief is one of those things you just kind of had to be there for. I mean, not necessarily. It still holds up. If you got a 3DS, you can acquire. I played the demo of that game for fucking ever before I actually got it. Also in the pics in the WAP server, let's go. There's so many weird little, like, weird affectionate little nuggets on the 3DS. So many little gems. I still need to play Gurumin, which I think is where this comes from. This is either Gurumin or it's Mega Man Legends, which I also haven't played. I think this might- hold on, I think this is Mega Man Legends. What song are you? Yep, Mega Man Legends. This is the Apple Market. I am not into Rhythm Thief, but I am accepting ally intolerant to burglary. The Apple Market? Yeah, that's where I live. That's where I'm from. I live there.
Hi, Bunny here. Crunch 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 crunch. Burp. Grunk. Hope this helps.
Thank you so much for your wisdom. I'd never thought of it like that. Do you know of the wisdom of the great sage? No. Posted an info dump channel? Fuck yes. I'll go take a look at that after stream. Our union representative is sitting here eating lunch on the job. This is what they're fighting for. Paid lunch breaks. Should not the union representative enjoy the benefits of the union as well? Would you turn your back on your fellow man? Your fellow bun? I love seeing how different people, like, anthropomorphize their chats. Because obviously we've got the union and the union representative. Ein Meagle, who I think I've mentioned this before, but Ein Meagle is a snail PNG tuber and a fucking wonderful artist. You should check them out. Ein Meagle has the Snail Corporation and they're the SNEO. Which is really funny. Some people will have it be like a pun on their name. Like, first one that I could think of is Mari Kyun. Her chat is the Calamaris, which is very cute. Oh, I get it. We should all eat Lucy's lunch. No! Sapple wants their own stretch timer. Of course, of course. My chat is canonically voices screaming at me in my head. I've zoomed all the way in, chat. We're going to the dimension again. My driving podcast. Drive safe. Unless you just finished driving and now you are free and that's why you're typing. I hope that's the answer. Otherwise, I'll get you. Smile. Yeah, I live there rent-free. Oh, I know who else has a fun one. Aloha with the fucking cave. I'm parked, I'm about to drive home. Fantastic. I'll be safe just because you said so. Just because I said so? Consider. Be safe without my input. The swarm, the reindeer, the sprouts. Yeah. Yuze, take care, sleep well. I love you so much, it was great seeing you. Friend of the channel, fucking Dark Lord VT, has the funniest chat and just the funniest stream in general. If you're unfamiliar with him, he is a final boss. He is a JRPG final boss. Like complete with big scary armor. He's awesome. By which I mean he's terrifying and scary and terrifying and not at all endearing. You should fear him. I cannot stress enough that this is not like, I'm not shilling an anime boy right now. I'm shilling a suit of evil armor that sits at the end of a dungeon and kills you. Like, Who did you say? Hold on, I got you. Can you link? Yeah. 1 second, I have to make sure I've got his handle right. Sounds comically up my alley. I love him. Everyone pause. while I acquire. Yeah. Hold on, I got you. Underscore PT. Here you go. I think one of these days I need to put my Sona in an outfit like this. Evil, scary armor or beautiful cosmic angel. Oops. Why are you doing that? I wish you would do such a thing. Both, actually. True. I do want to sit down and do like a stream where I just brainstorm ideas for my Sona to wear. Like a proper outfit for Father Apple, to name one. You completed the daily shilling side quest for the day. I'm also gonna shill Ein Meagle, because I mentioned them earlier. Ooh, you wanna let me shill so bad. Ooh. I have to wait 46 seconds. Fuck! No! Ah! Normal again. Actually. I won't forget, chat. I will not forget. I promise you this. I will not be the forgetter. I feel like... Oh, I did download the rest of my music, by the way. I will not forget. I will not forget. Surely you will not forget. Surely. I believe that's been enough time. Hold on. Beep boop. Ein Meagle. Yeah. I love Ein Meagle. They're so lovely. They're so sweet. They do early morning streams, which means that I can usually pop in for them. And they're just so funny, and their chat's so funny. Check them out, they're wonderful. They've got the fridge, which I think is the sweetest idea in the world. I might steal that at some point, where like people can come in and share their own art, and Meagle has a slideshow that is the fridge, and it'll just cycle through. I love it. I can't even remember how I found them. I think I was just scrolling. I was just browsing artists one morning on Twitch, and bada bing, bada boom, there they were. But yeah, I think Dark Lord is doing this whole VTubing thing right. Where he's just like, hello, I am committing so hard to this bit. I am putting a ring on this bit. I mean, it's not a bit. He's evil and he's scary, but like, it's if it were a bit, he would be doing it correctly, you know? I didn't forget. Something something I'm with you in the dark. When the light is running low, something will occur. That's all I got. This is where I strategically tell the chat that I'm fucking around, and I do in fact know the lyrics to Don't Forget. I don't know if there are more lyrics in chapters 3 and 4 because I haven't played them yet. Don't tell me if there are. But I know the lyrics as they are now. Truly, we must go harder into being an actual union, mayhaps church. Is there a lot? Yep, there's a dot in the line art. Hold on. I must attack it. I must attack it. I must get it with my teeth. There we go. What if I tell you anyway? That's how you start the secret encounter, chat. That's how you start the Synapses boss fight, where I grab a hammer and bonk you in the head repeatedly. I am like the secret boss of like the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. I am like that. If you don't know, then you don't know, but if you know, you know. I am like that fucking thing. Good morning, hi Keen. Finish the attack I was working on? Yay! Take care, enjoy Project Diva, and take care at work. Lucy, if I ask really nicely, can we fight to the death? Well, then I would die. Then I would die a painful death, and I don't really want to do that right now. Ooh, I should probably say, to the lovely people who have seen my schedule, I'm only having 2 streams this week. I'm gonna be... I basically had some very sudden weekend plans that are going to have me out of commission from 6 a.m. on like Friday to 10 p.m. on Sunday. I will be dead to the world on those days. So, oops. I love the little guy you're drawing. I love this design. It's so good. Character created by Malexis. I love her. And today, later today. Yeah, but that's not on my channel. Yeah, no, true. We are having another stream on Whoops' channel later today. We're having another Morrow's Golden Country stream. If your art style was a food, it would be Hawaiian bread. That is the nicest shit that anyone's ever said to me. Oh, I'm so touched. I'm so flattered. Okay, I'm gonna lock this layer and we're going to render some feathers now. I'm gonna do this on a separate layer because it's going to be intensive. I did a whole study stream about this a while back, time to see if I learned anything. I guess I didn't really render any wings though. I just drew them with lines. So I guess I've already proven that I've learned something. But still. If my art style was a food, it would be steamed chicken. Chad, if your art style was a food, what food would it be? It's really on brand that so many compliments you get are food-based. I'm so cheesed by it. I say cheesed, proving my point immediately. I love food. I love stories about food. I love food as a medium for storytelling. That's like my thing. You guys ever want any good food story recommendations, hit me up. I've got a lot. Some lint you found in your pants? A lot of food. Sausage part. Dumplings. Dumplings is good. Sorry, I'll see myself now. New channel redeem point, Lucy tell a food story. Honestly, I could do that. Because I have a thing where I'm like, okay, this is going to be a hyper autism moment. Or just a hyper neurodivergency moment, but I believe it's a hyper autism moment. But I tend to, like, my memory isn't very good. So I tend to walk through my memories based on, like, certain senses of mine. So, like, I can remember a lot of days in my life based on what I ate that day, or, like, a really strong smell or a really specific noise. Like, I need to tether a memory to a sense in order for it to stay in my mind, if that makes any sense at all. And so I have, like, with a lot of my friends, I have specific food that I associate with them. Not, like, a recipe, like a food, that exists in isolation, but, like, a food that I ate on a specific day that reminds me of this. That usually coincides with when I met them. So, like, example, I met my friend Raven Shine Lion, wonderful voice actor. I met him a couple years ago through a mutual friend, and he is very dear to me. And around the time that I met him, it was during the summer, and I went on a trip to go and see some family, and it was a rare instance where, like, a lot of my family was together. Like, a lot of my side of the family, rather than, like, extended family. So, like, it was me and my brother, my mom, my grandfather, and my aunt and my uncle. And then, like, some extended family of my grandfather's that I didn't know especially well. It was for I remember now why I was there. It was my great-grandmother's 100th birthday. And we all went to get teppanyaki. And that was right around when I met Raven. And so those two memories are tethered together in my mind. So all that to say, I have a lot of food stories. Because I can usually remember significant experiences based on what I was eating around then. Because I'm normal. You know, I'm gonna ask what? Instead of a mind palace, you have a mind dining table? Yeah. Does that ever happen to apply to online friends? Yes. Raven is an online friend. Eye emoji at you. Well, here's the thing. I met you around the time that my mother came to visit me and my brother. So it was, again, another time where me and my family were all together. So the food that I associate with you that I had around the time that I met you is my aunt, different aunt from the aforementioned one. My aunt went to, like, the local Costco that me and my brother never go to because we don't have a membership. And she came back with just, like, she came back with a couple things, but one of the things that we had was it was a different recipe. She made it herself rather than like the pre-cooked ones that we usually get. It was you know when you take peppers and you cut them out, you cut them open and take all the spicy parts out and then put cream cheese and bacon in it. She made that herself and it was really spicy, but it was the best shit I've ever had. It was so good. Such that I like can't get the pre-made one from the grocery store anymore because it's not as good. Like that's how it feels. That is what I associate with you, because that was what I was having around the time that we started talking. Yeah, stuffed peppers. This talk sure is making me very hungry. Eat a meal, coward. Eat good. You won't. Do it now. Okay, I'll eat a meal. Bison apple. Fuck! Do you associate me with a food yet? What was I eating around the time that I was teaching earlier this year? Because I feel like that's when we really started talking. Because we were bonding over both working in childcare. Like, obviously we were talking before then, but in my mind, that's when we started getting, like, closer. What was I eating around then? This is what I mean. This is what I mean. I have to walk back through my memories like this. Saltine crackers. No. Yeah, we talked a lot when we both learned we worked with kids. Yeah. Oh no, I know what it is. I'm walking it back a little further. When I was teaching last summer, this was before we met, like, but only a little before we met. I always packed my lunch because I had some coworkers that would like go and get lunch, but I couldn't afford that. So I would always pack my lunch, and one of the things that I would pack was like, so they're called oh my god, green onions. What are they called? Scallion. Scallion pancakes, and it's a Chinese recipe. Where you make a dough for savory pancakes and put green onions in them and fry them. And that shit's good as hell. And I would bring that and some potatoes and and some sausage, and that's what I would have for lunch. And that was definitely like a breakfast food, but I didn't have time to eat it in the morning. So I would just make it, I would basically reverse my two meals, where I would have like a sandwich in the morning and then this for lunch. And I think that you would be tickled by that. So it's that's you. I just found a really fucking scary looking spider in my room. Food associations with my students. I had one student. He was a great kid. I had one student at that same summer camp I was teaching at, who he was there the entire summer, and we didn't have enough courses for you to be there for the entire summer and learn something new every week. So he was taking a lot of the same courses more than once. And there was one particular stretch near the end where he just kept accidentally enrolling in my courses. And so he got very, very familiar with me. And he would always, because he didn't bring his own lunch, he would always ask me to go into the teacher's lounge at the place that I was teaching at and grab him an apple, funnily enough, just so he would have something to snack on during the day. And I was like, why don't you just bring your own lunch? And he's like, I don't really have stuff that I could pack at home. And I'm like, well, okay, fine. So it eventually got to the point where like I was on like I was like regularly talking with his mom because she had known me all summer, so we were just chatting whenever she would come to pick him up. And there was one particular time where we were sitting outside, all the kids were getting picked up, and he looks at me and he goes, "Miss Lucy, I think you know what I'm about to ask for." And I sigh and I go, "Yeah, I do. My lunchbox is in there, so yeah, I'll go get you an apple." And so I go into the teacher's lounge and I grab an apple and I just kind of look at it in my hand and I grab a second one for me. And we're just sitting on the curb waiting for his mom. He was one of the last kids to go home that day. Just eating apples. So yeah, that. All things return to apple. Can I tell a fun story in chat from my mom? Sure. While you're typing that, one of my favorite experiences I've ever had as a teacher. This happened a couple times in a couple different ways, but it's really flattering whenever a kid, like, kind of starts mimicking you because they're fond of you. So, like, example, I really like doing, like, a 2-fingered salute. Because send off my kids. I think it's cool. You can tell I'm a Sonic fan. And there was this one time, there's one specific boy who was very fond of me. I don't know how to, like, for the sake of his privacy, I'm not going to go super in depth on it, but, like, he liked to ramble about certain things about like stuff at home, like his interests, but also like his family. And he specifically would do like this, like he would explain what was going on in his home life in like very that sounds really menacing. I mean, like he's just talking about his day. And he would explain really in depth, and some teachers would get kind of tired of him doing that, and so they tell him not to do it, but I would always try to listen to him, because I felt it was important that my students could talk to me about anything, even if it was kind of inconsequential, because if they had something that they needed to share with me that was consequential, I wanted them to feel safe. So because I would always listen and ask him questions, he grew very fond of me. And so there was this one particular day where I was sending him home, and I give him my usual salute, and he looks me in the eyes with the biggest smile and he mimics my salute, and I was like, I'm going to die. This is the joy I feel right now. This pride in another human being is going to kill me. Like I'm fucking Vegeta. Lucy, you're one of those teachers that changes a kid's life forever in the best way. I hope so. My mom was a teacher for a long time. It is related. She had a similar situation where she had a student who couldn't bring their own lunch. And so she would pack and bring lunch for him. Aww. And she eventually went to the kid looking to bring him his lunch, and he did a very similar line of, "You have what I want, Mrs. Blank." She says, "Yes, here's your lunch." And he says, "No, not that," and gave her a hug. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. He eventually got a better home life and says he's in debt to my mom forever. He's a good guy now. That's wonderful. So when I was younger, I went to like this after school arts program that really, really shaped me as a human. It was really wonderful. And so I like to recommend it to other kids. Like whenever I was teaching, I would recommend it to parents who mention that they needed something for their kid to do after school, like if they worked, I would be like, well, if they're an artsy kid, like, and which evidently they are because they're at this arts camp, maybe you could enroll them in this, it's free. And I recommended it to one of my kids last summer, and him and his mom seemed very interested. Fast forward, I'm going to an event hosted by that same program with some friends of mine, and I hear that there's a student with the same name as that same child that I recommended. I'm gonna say his name is Joshua, I don't know. And I'm like, oh my god, Joshua, he's in, what program is he in? And they tell me, and I'm like, that's the one that I recommended to him. Oh man, I wonder if it's the same kid. And I'm told, because it's like a performance art thing, I'm told that the person named Joshua is in a mascot costume. And I go, ooh, okay, so this is either going to be really sweet or really embarrassing. And so I see the person in the mascot costume, and they come up to me and they do their thing, and I'm like listening to their voice and trying to see their face through the like the hole in the costume, like the mouth hole. And I realized later that I was staring really hard, like squinting, and so they were like, were you like mad at me, miss? And I was like, no, I'm so sorry. I was just trying to tell if you were someone that I know. And I eventually came to the realization later that it was not the same person, and I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't say anything to them, because that would have been so embarrassing if we didn't actually know each other. Yeah, poor baby. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Yeah, the universe really wanted me to not know who I was talking to. It did take like the entire night for me to say definitively if it was the same person or not. I kept wobbling back and forth. I was like, is this the same person? Should I say hi? Is this not the same person? What if it's not the same person and I say hi and I make an ass of myself? And that anxiety is what kept me from making an ass of myself. Ugh, feathers hard to draw. Finally, the parappa, yeah. Yippee! Maybe I should cut my losses. No, it would look so good if I did it right.
Very smooth, very romantic. I love you. See you next time.
Much love to you too, Sensei.
Can I admit something? I've not played Parappa 2. I've played Parappa 1, but I've not played Parappa 2. I love Parappa. That's my little dude. No one will ever forgive you. Fuck! Shit! Falls to my knees. Curls into a ball, starts sobbing. Please forgive me my sins. I will forgive you. Okay, I'm normal again. Do your coworkers know you stream? Well, okay, so here's the thing with me being a teacher. I don't have like a full-on art class. Like during the year art class. I teach at a local university every once in a while. I'm a contract worker. So I don't really have all that many coworkers. I have one coworker who is a friend of mine, like who basically introduced me to this job. And she knows I stream. She's been on a couple times. She's been in chat a couple times. But like for the most part, my day job is drawing images for Unfaded. So my coworkers are like Whoops and Swamp Mist and Soren, and they all know I stream because they're here. If I ever got like a stable teaching job, I would not tell anyone that I stream. Because I don't want to get into the kids. Like I cannot have any of my students know anything about my online presence. One of my old coworkers had like a really, really specific name, such that her internet handle was just her name. And they found her on TikTok. They fucking found her on TikTok. And I was like, if that happened to me, I would die. I would explode. I'm gonna take a second to hydrate. Everyone hydrate, chat. I could not imagine my kids finding my streams. Yeah. Because, like, my streams, worst thing about my streams is that I swear a lot, which is pretty bad. Like, I wouldn't want any of my kids seeing that. I teach pretty young kids. But, pretty openly, at least like gender non-conforming. My favorite thing to do was like walk into a classroom, introduce myself to the kids and be like, hi, I'm Miss Lucy. You can call me Miss Lucy or Mr. Lucy. I don't especially care. And my favorite reaction to get to that is little kids going, Mister! And me going, yeah. And them going, okay. There's this one specific instance where there was a little boy who heard me do that and went, Mister, you're not a boy, you're a girl. And I go, you don't know that? And he goes, yeah, I do, you're a girl. And the summer camp I taught was like ages 6 to like 13, which is such a cavernous gap for kids. And there was this 12-year-old, so one of the older kids in the class who like looks at me and looks at the little kid and he kind of like leans over and he goes, you know, that's pretty disrespectful. You shouldn't say stuff like that. If he says he's a boy, then he's a boy. Or if he says he's not a girl, then he's not a girl. And I'm like, thank you. And that was like the one time I've ever been like defended for my gender. Like ever. Like openly. Because sometimes people will kind of covertly be like, hey, don't tell this relative about your gender. They won't take it well. Just like trying to protect me. But like the only time anyone's ever like defended me from getting misgendered in my life was one of my fucking students. And that stands out to me as like the kids are all right moment. That was very sweet. I feel like the students I've taught tend to have their heart in the right place. Like, even if they can be a little clumsy in how they navigate the world, because of course they do. It's a big world full of things they've never experienced before. My kids tend to have a good sense of right and wrong, and if they don't, they have a willingness to learn, which I think is really lovely. I think that that's kind of the most fulfilling thing about being a teacher for me, is that I get to watch these little people experience things, like experience new kinds of joy. Like there's a sense of awe that especially like younger kids have for the world that is really wonderful to witness and be a part of. Like when I was first teaching my current class, which is for 5-6-year-olds, we draw and we paint for a while and we go outside and play. And for a while we were playing in this one courtyard. This was in the middle of February, so the leaves were all like falling. Because that's when it gets cold around here. And the kids were just so mesmerized by the falling leaves because they were really big leaves. Like some of them were as big as their heads. And so they would run around and get piles of leaves and come over and show me how big the leaves they found were. They were like, this one's as big as my hand. This one's as big as my head. And some of them would want to bring the leaves back inside to draw on them. And like that was the moment where I was like, oh, I love this. I love being a teacher. Because I never would have looked at a bunch of leaves with the same fondness without like someone to show me it, I guess. Like show me the magic in it. And I think that's really lovely. And I remember when I told my uncle that, who is freshly a parent. And he goes, you're not going to like hearing this, but that's the same fulfillment I get from being a father. And you're like, and I went, you know, you're right. I don't like hearing that because I don't want to have kids. That was your canon event? Yeah. I survived my trials. Hi, Pan. Welcome back. You're gonna make a fantastic wine uncle. I would love that. Guess you got a very similar talk. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't like trying to pressure me into having children. He's very respectful of my choices. I remember in another food memory story, I was visiting him a while back and we were getting a pizza. I remember why we were out. It's because I had fucking COVID. It's because I had COVID. It was the first time I'd ever gotten COVID. And he had taken me to like an urgent care, and afterwards we got food, and we stood like a ways apart. We stood on opposite sides of his car, and had pizza, and I could somewhat taste it. And we were just kind of talking about like gender and like sexuality and stuff like that. Because he's a cis man who has done a lot of soul searching in regards to his like sexuality and his identity, and he just kind of, the conclusion that he came to was that he was a cis man, which is awesome, to be clear. And he was just like, tell me about how you feel about like romance, and I was kind of courting the idea of being aroace then, which I'm pretty confident on. I'm still kind of soul searching, but I'm pretty confident on it now. And I was just like, well, I don't really have the desire to be with anyone else romantically. And he goes, do you just want to be like alone, or do you just not have an interest in like romance specifically? And I go, I just don't have a romance. I just don't have a romance. True. I just don't have an interest in romance specifically. And the way that I explained it was that I really like having connections and being with people, but I don't like the idea of being with a single person for my entire life. Like, I just don't, like, I don't think I'd ever feel that way about a person. It's just not how I'm wired. And he was like, you know, I don't think I've ever heard it explained like that. I feel like most of the people that I talk to who are on the, like, ace spectrum are pretty solitary. And I'm like, no, I'm perfectly extroverted. I just don't want to kiss anyone. And I remember saying almost exactly that to him, and he was taking a swig of, like, his Coke, and he fucking spit out his drink. So I semi-feel being poly. Ooh, yeah. Sorry, teachers who like teaching also would enjoy being parents. Not a chance in hell. No, 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 no. Not a fucking chance in hell. Teaching and parenting are such different things. Like, good for you. Good for you. I'm not trying to shoot down your point. I'm just like, no. Because I don't want to have a child, I think is the thing about it. I do not want to bring a spawn into this world. If I adopt somewhere down the line, then that's between me and God. Like, that's not a choice I want to even consider making right now. But my stance on the matter right now is not a chance in hell. I don't know if that's TMI. I don't think it is. I think it's normal. I'm impressed by how good you are with kids. I cannot be trusted with them. I'm not good with babies. Babies scare me. Because babies are so fragile, and all they know how to do to navigate this big scary world is scream and cry, like little babies. So I'm not good with babies, but like once a kid is like sentient, I'm good. Babysitting a lot has made me realize I don't want kids. I don't want to have to do all the things that have to do with raising a kid. Yeah. You say this, but you haven't ever parented. I don't want to. You can stop being a teacher. You can't stop being a parent. Yeah, teaching, you get to go home at the end of the day. If I want to stop being a teacher, I retire and do something else. I can't stop being a parent. At no point can you realize this isn't right for you. You've brought a spawn into the world. You misread that, but that's okay. Did I? Sorry. Like, literally misread it as in I don't have eyes, or... You say this, but have you ever parented? No. Okay. That's the same. It's not, but it's similar enough in meaning. I do think the way I read it at first was more accusatory. I understand now. Babies are scary in a safety way. Yeah. Same uncle. Aforementioned uncle. If I'm talking about an uncle, it's usually the same guy. I was sitting outside with him and his baby child, by like a pool, and his baby child is sitting and dangling his feet over the edge of the pool and just kind of kicking his feet in the water, and me and my uncle are having a conversation. And while we're having this conversation, the baby just kind of jumps into the pool, and my uncle leaps in after him and plucks him out. Because he can't swim, he's a baby. And I think I knew that when it comes to small children, you kind of need to be ready to leap into action, but I don't think I hadn't seen it until that moment. I was like, oh, wow. I'm scared of looking after small children in the way that I used to be scared of driving a car. Because my problem is that I freeze in distress, which is not a good thing. I've trained myself out of that reaction when it comes to driving a car, but when I was learning, I was always worried that like something would happen and I'd freeze and get in an accident and die. Because that's what happened when I was learning. I froze and got in an accident and died. But I remember I was learning how to drive. I was driving home with my mother, and there was a bus, like a school bus, coming from the other way, and there was a school bus approaching on my left, and a trash can kind of far away from the curb, so slightly in the road on my right, and I didn't know what to do. So in trying to evade a school bus, I overcorrected and bumped the can. And it wasn't like a problem, but I remember freaking out about it. And my mom was like, okay, so it's okay that you hit the trash can, but don't freeze when you're when something's coming towards you in your car. And I go, I know. Babies are apparently quite good at not drowning because they can't swim or call for help in water, like evolutionary. Interesting. I have parented for a brief stint while taking care of someone else's child, and he looked at me after eating half a jar of peanut butter and just laughed, and I felt my hardened heart crack. Yeah. Something happened driving today? Ooh, go on. Okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I just need to add a couple more things and then we're done with this. Then it's time for freshmen. Look at that. Yippee! Genuinely horrified at how fulfilled I felt after looking after a small human. Makes me sad. Haha. So I'm driving on the highway chilling as you do, and a car in the lane beside me but ahead of me, their entire bumper just falls off. Huh? What? Huh? Good reminder that I need to get my car looked at. Not for any, like, safety reason. I mean, yes, for a safety reason. I just have to get it inspected. The annual inspection, the usual. Good God. Yeah, sorry, that was Lucy. He's driving while drawing. use their piano on the what? Huh? Oh, did the fucking timer loop and I didn't notice? Yeah, it didn't. It didn't make the noise. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I'll take a break then. What's going to happen now is I'm going to go piss. So I'm gonna run some ads and I'm going to go piss. I will be right back. Let me put up a little thing. Hold on. Hold on. I have a really good idea. Hold on. Everyone pause. It's loading. It's loading. Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah, go piss, girl, yeah! I'm coming to shake you. Why are we naming SpongeBob characters? What is happening? What the hap is fucking? Oh, you know, I don't. That's why I asked. Alright. Back to work. Are you guys unfamiliar with Go Piss Girl? Do you guys not know Go Piss Girl? I fucking love Go Piss Girl. It's like my favorite image. Every image is my favorite image. If you ask me about it, I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite image, and I'll say that about 70 images, but like, consider I just have a lot of love in my heart. Simply consider. Go Piss Girl is a foundational figure of our religion. I'm scared. I'm frightened of the piss religion. I don't think I want my chat to be that. Go Piss Girl is our mayor. Ah! That's blasphemous to say, Lucy. I'm not religious. You all inventing a religion in my chat has nothing to do with me. Guys, words have meanings. Does that mean Snapple is Jesus and Go Piss Girl image gave birth to Snapple? Their name is Sapple, and I will thank you to remember that. I wanted to be clear, I did not agree to this. Neither did I! Such ventures are beyond me. That was my autocorrect so you can bump off. Slap, slap, slap. I die, I die, I die. You got it. You got your fight to the death. You did it. Was it worth it? Was the path of violence kind to you? Anything to rid our amazing country of the threat to our core Christian values. I hate it here. I reject. I reject. You heard it here first, folks. Whoops, real is a CIA plant that my dad. I attack you. You may be a plant, but consider I'm the getter, and I'm going to get you. I needed to make like a clown design that is the getter, like the Joker. Chat, can we make a creepypasta that is the getter? You'll never get good. Fuck! GIF of Seto Kaiba being exploded by Exodia. Sure, that sounds actually really fun for a stream. It does, actually. Whoops. Monsieur Trump sounds like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh character. That sounds like a 4Kids localization name. Sounds like a casino owner. Which I suppose isn't that far off. He plays a deck with one win con his trump card! Ah! Gazebo. Simon is getting me. Apologies, Chad. I'm being begotten. Maybe the real getters were the friends we made along the way. I was talking about this with a friend of mine the other night, because we were talking about the Brennan Lee Mulligan, Sauron as Donald Trump clip. I wish I had... There's a part of me that wishes I had a good Donald Trump impression, but I would be fucking insufferable with it. Like, even more so than I already am. I would be too powerful, I would unleash it all the time for the slightest fucking thing. Just because I find it funny, I would be a menace. Every opportunity to make fun of him is one that I would take. With glee and gusto. I'm gonna help Simon get you. Fuck! Fuck! Ah! The getter is only lonely, that's why they get people. Leon, if you did a Trump impression, I would have to get you. Watch out! You already get me. Simon opens his DMs with me by biting me like a cat. He's just like, I bite you, and I go, ah! And he goes, how was your day, Leon? And I go, very good, thank you, how was yours? And he's still, like, fully attached to me with his teeth. We're just having this lovely conversation while he is actively attacking me. Okay, that's that. I think that's good. Wait, hold on. Everyone pause. Hold thine horses. Uma Musume, deploy the Uma Musume players. Deploy them. The horses must be held. There we go. Yippee. Lucy, I'm begging you to check your DMs. Okay. Did you just do a fucking Trump impression in my DMs? I don't have a Discord capture right now. I can't play this. I'll listen to it after stream. You know what you can do? You can play it when we're doing the fucking Mario's Golden Country in like 2 hours. But yeah, that's this. Deploy this. Chat, deploy this, Angel. Do I want to go for another fucking hour? I want to do freshman, but also I'm really hungry. You should end it and rest before Morrow's. True, I am about to do another 4-hour stream later. Okay. We'll call it here. I mean, my usual stream time is about 3 hours, so yeah. Eating would be good. Neko Lacey. Ooh, who's that? I didn't realize it was going to be eat. I thought it was just what? Tell me about Neko Lacey. Are they an artist? A cool streamer. I believe you. Alright, chat. We're gonna be rating Neko Lacey. I will see you all on Wednesday at the usual time. No, not at the usual time. I'm wrong. So we're gonna have a TA day on Wednesday with the wonderful Pooji, and we're going to be studying face and body shape with possibly some study of concept art from Ryoko Kui of Dungeon Meshi fame and Spider-Verse. That will be at I believe it is at noon Central and 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm really excited for that. I love Pooji. I love Pooji's work. And I feel like this will be a really fun, instructive stream. Later today on Whoops' channel, we're going to be voicing more Morrow's Golden Country. That'll be it for streams for me this week because I'm going to be out of commission starting on Friday. Sobs. But thank you all so much for coming out. This was really fun. It was really heartfelt and really funny. You guys were on fire today. Everyone you know what to do, chat. Fucking get them. After them, chat. Attack. Get to them. Get to them, chat. After them. Bye. See you later.